don't know how I can get across to you guys how important that is. Good afternoon, guys. So, had a couple of nice little videos out on doing the Chiefs and Day with Oscar over the weekend. Had a lot of fun doing those, but back to the business videos now. So, I was just thinking about what I was going to do. Sorry, I just swallowed some water, went down the wrong way. Must learn not to record videos when swallowing water the wrong way. So I just wanted to, I came up with this idea. So a lot of people do blog posts about what they would tell their younger selves, right? So you quite often see 3 things I'd tell my 20-year-old self, or 5 things I might tell my 16-year-old self. So I thought I'd copy that basically, and do, but I'm not going to give it a 3 or 5 or 6. I'm just going to go through a few different things that I would tell my 19-year-old self. Now, the reason it's my 19-year-old self, can you guess it? Yes, it's because that's the age I started optics, the business I still run today. At the ripe old age of 37, I know, I don't look it. So, the things that I would tell my 19-year-old self back then. Now, don't get me wrong, there was a lot of things I did very well back then, and there was a lot of things I wouldn't have been able to do, given this hindsight, just because of the way where I was in life and the people around me and stuff like that. But these are the kind of top things that I would tell myself. So I would tell myself to give away loads and loads for free, to build up my profile even quicker than I really did back then, which to be fair, I did quite a good job of. But I would give away lots of advice and tips and this kind of stuff back then in kind of using email marketing, building that database up, that kind of stuff would have been a really, really big one for me. And I probably could have been a lot further down the road with that had I done that a bit earlier. The second one would be to start saving. Now, I know that everybody tells young people to start saving, but I just don't know how I can get across to you guys how important that is. It is so critical, and most people just don't think about it, myself included. I didn't start my pension, I think, until 25, 26, maybe 28. No, it was definitely younger than that, but it was kind of a bit late in the day, and I really regret that, and I really wish that I'd done that earlier, and got better about saving. So that's one thing. The next thing is to worry less. I've spent a lot of time worrying, and all of that time is wasted. It's just completely gone, time wasted. There's an excellent blog by Seth Godin, which I send to myself by nudge mail every single month to reread, because I'm a bit of a worrier. And you should do the same. Definitely worth your while. That blog is here. Learn the 80-20 rule. So if you've not heard about that, then the 80-20 rule, Pareto, is all about, or can be applied to business basically. So it's all about 80% of your work coming from 20% of the things that you invest that time in. Quite often it's your clients as well, so 80% of your work comes from 20% of your clients, and it's about learning those things and where to focus your energy. And that's kind of how I learned how to prioritise my time. But I didn't really learn that until probably a little bit late as well. I used to be all things to all men. Now I prioritise on a daily basis, on an hourly basis probably. And I have to constantly do that because the to-do lists now mean that I have to do that. There's no way around it. So learning the 80-20 rule is pretty critical. Being more healthy. At 19, you go to McDonald's, you go to KFC, you get takeaways from garages on the way home, you buy sandwiches, you eat cereal at night because it's what keeps you going, and you can't be bothered half the time. But I didn't quite realise how important health was, and especially around diet and fitness. So that's something that I'd tell my 19-year-old self to do, is to improve health through both diet and fitness. And by the way, I'm not getting the fitness bit right. And final one, although there's probably hundreds, but final one is making goals. I didn't really start making goals until I was, I don't know, 30 probably. maybe even later actually. And that's a big waste because, well, I don't need to tell you guys why goals are important, but the really key one is obviously that once you put it down on paper, subconsciously you know that it's there and you work on that. There's lots of different vlogs I've done on goals, so go and check them out. So yeah, there you have it. There's 5 or 6 different ideas for my 19-year-old self, which I just wish I had the benefit of telling them back then. But hey, they've done alright, so I don't think they should worry. And if you're 19, then hopefully you can take some of these and start to do them now, and you'll be way ahead of me by the age of 37. Until then, I'll see you next time.